What's up everyone? Welcome back to Killer Look. My name is Katie. Today we're doing a semi-cut crease tutorial kind of on the bottom, well, using the Iluvsarahii Colourpop Chic-y palette. I'm really excited about this palette. The colors are really pretty and it was really affordable. I can't remember the price exactly. It wasn't something like, you know, $50 or $40 or like that. I think it was really like 25 maybe, not even that much. Anyway, so the colors are really pretty. Any one of them could be used on their own. They're really blendable, super pigmented, so you're not gonna be sitting there forever trying to pick up color. And like, honestly, you guys, no fallout. You heard me. No fallout on my face, like at all. Anyways, so if you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and share. You know, be nice. Admire my new nails. Let's talk about them. I love it. So 90s. Anyways, guys, let's just get to it. All right, going in using Maybelline Age Rewind for the base and a flat shading brush from Sephora, we're dipping into Distressed from the palette and making a flat white canvas for our eyes. We're using our Morphe G24 and dipping into freckles, starting at the outer corner of our eye and then working our way inside to the crease, pretty much to the nose. And then we're just gonna blow that out with a large fluffy brush as always. Then using the Morphe M506, we're dipping into freckles to carve out the inside of our sockets closest to the nose to start defining our crease. Then using the same brush, we're dipping into Noche and then making an outer V and working our way inside, leaving our lid empty, and then blending it out using our same technique as always, large to small brushes. To cut our crease, we're going to be using Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral and a tiny detailing brush from e.l.f. To show y'all this part because I wanted to make sure that y'all knew I wasn't just globbing on concealer. I'm just grabbing some, flattening it out, and then going. My technique for cutting the crease is dipping it onto my eyelid and then kind of like looking around to see how high my crease does go. That way it can help me define it better and I'm not having to move product around and reblend and etc. This is all in real time, so it's gonna take me a minute. I wanted to show y'all exactly how I cut it and just enjoy, watch, learn, listen, boom. Let's all take a sigh of relief together And then I'm going to be using a regular concealer brush, the same one I always use, and then using the rest of the concealer on my eyelid to really define that crease. And then we're really gonna get into the details. We're also gonna feather it out so it's easier to blend because we're not doing the whole lid. We're only doing a semi-cut crease. Using a flat shading brush, we're dipping back into Distressed and packing it onto our lid. We're using the Morphe E37 and dipping into Noche, and we are defining our cut crease and blending that over and over again using the same brushes from before. If you're using the same technique that I'm doing, you'll see that all of the product was not for nothing. You know, when you define that cut crease using that tiny detailing brush, it really helps that you blended all of the shades together. That way you don't have this random dark line floating on your eyelid. I mean, if you like that style, go for it. This is a lot of detail, basically just centering around that front of that cut. You're going back in with the concealing, you're going back in with Distressed, you're going back in with Noche. You just have to keep it going over and over, depending on how dramatic you like it. I'm a dramatic person. I like it really defined. If you don't, then you could just use Noche in a prayer and move on with life. I mean, it's up to you, but this is how I do it, so let's continue. Using the same Morphe G24 and going in with Freckles and Noche and blending the outer V back into the top of the crease. This is why the blending's so important, you guys. That way everything just kind of flows seamlessly into one nice look. This is the main reason why the video is so long, was because I didn't speed any of this up. I wanted y'all to really see the detail that goes into this. Cutting crease can look really intimidating, but honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. Forgot my primer, so hold on, let me go get it. And we're back. I'm using the NYX Pore Filler Primer. I'm going to be putting that all over my face, getting it ready for the Wet n Wild foundation that we're about to use next. I am in the shade Buff Bisque. If you hear paper, it's because I have to write out my steps, you guys. Like, let's be real. I'm trying to be organized. Hello, adulting at its finest. Then just putting that all over our face and down our neck because duh, you need to blend it all out, and using our Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. We're gonna blend it out on our neck, over our ears, even behind our ears just a little bit. You don't want a line. Come on guys, we've gotten older from this. It's no longer middle school with our shade being 3 times darker and a defined line across our jawbone. Don't act like you didn't do it because I did it too. I really like this foundation, you guys. You can buy it anywhere. It's great. It dries really quickly. You don't need too much, and it blends out really, really nicely. We're gonna go over that with a damp beauty blender just in case we need to pick up a little bit more of product that we may have left behind from blending, but I'm telling you, this foundation is amazing. Like, hashtag amazeballs. What up? We're going to highlight using the NARS Creamy Concealer in Vanilla over my chin, nose, forehead, and eyeballs. And then we're going to blend that out with a damp beauty blender as always, just really lightly. Don't be grabbing at y'all's face, guys, especially around the eyes. That's really delicate skin, and I'm telling you, delicate. So if you want to save money and not have to get Botox, be gentle when you blend out, please. In with the Airspun loose powder. You can buy it at any grocery store or Target. Y'all, this powder is old school. I remember my mom using it back in the day, like legit, and it's great. I love it. We're just going to set our concealer under our chin, nose, and our eyes. But here's the thing with this powder. You don't need to cake it on like some of the other powders because it will get ashy on you. I put it in specific places where I get oily, around the smile lines and nose in order to bake, and I just set under my eyes. Like, that's how great this powder is. Old school is the new school, is the best school. What up? But yeah, if you get oily on your nose, go ahead and bake around there, and then we're gonna use a melting technique to just kind of press it in. Then using an angled brush that I got from Eco Tools, you can use any small angled brush. I dip the side of it into Noche, and then in order to make that kind of weird negative space, I just use the side of it and work my way backwards, if that makes sense, into my bottom lash line. Going back in with the same Morphe E37 brush and we are going to dip that into Noche and Freckles, and we're going to blend out the outer corner into that lash line so everything looks seamless and flawless. And then because I'm pretty dramatic, I like to just blow it out using that same Morphe brush from before. That's just how I am. If you don't like it like this, then you could just end it halfway around your eyes or all the way up to your tear duct. It doesn't matter. It's just all in how you like it. And then I go back and forth, kind of blowing it out and then cleaning it up using some powder from my beauty blender. I don't re-dip into my powder. I just use whatever product is already on there. Less is more, guys. You don't want to just get this cake face and then all of a sudden you look crazy and your shit is like totally cracking on you. Not into that. The same flat shading brush that we use for Distress, I'm going to dip into Vivacious and just lighten up that inner corner, make it a little sparkly, a little dramatic. You know how I like it, duh. This was the melting technique I was telling y'all about. I use the damp beauty blender and just sort of press in that baking powder on my nose and on the side of my nose and smile lines. This really works, you guys. This really helps out keeping all of your products staying and lasting all night. And we're using the Physicians Formula Argan Wear Light Bronzer and an angle brush, bronzing up our forehead, cheekbones, jawline, using a big one for our neck, and then dipping into Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow. I love this palette and it smells good. And using the blush and just like a powder, you know, brush to put it on the apples of our cheeks and blend in with our bronzing. Totally did my brows off camera and outlined my wings off camera using the Kat Von D tattoo liner. And for my brows, I used the Anastasia brow definer in dark brown. We're going in with House of Lashes Siren. We're going to use the lash duo and place those on top of our eyes using some tweezers. I thought I lost these for a second, you guys, and then I remembered I put them in my purse. If you don't know that sort of anxiety, you're lucky, because I was freaking out. And then we're just gonna go over that with the CoverGirl So Lashy mascara on our tops of our eyelashes and on the bottoms. We're going in with the NARS Liquid Illuminator. We're gonna put a little dab on the back of our hand and use the butt of our damp beauty blender and put it on our nose, cheekbones, top of our lips, just to highlight, because you know how I like to glow. I love to glow for the gods. What up? For our lips, we're using the Kylie Cosmetics KoKo K Matte Lip Kit. And then we're going to spray our face with the NYX Matte Finishing Spray and then fanning it out, locking in that product, locking down everything. Nothing's gonna move, staying here all night. I'm telling you, this is the way to keep your makeup from smudging. I mean, if you plan on going on a hot date and you know things are gonna get wild, use this technique. Use the pore filler, use the matte finishing spray, use the baking technique and melt it into your skin. I mean, you don't want to look ashy, but you definitely don't want to look like Picasso when everything is said and done. That's it for this tutorial, you guys. I hope you liked it. Thanks for being so patient and waiting on this. I know it was super requested. You guys have a great time, great night. Bye, guys. Thank you.